You've been recently very vocal about politics and social issues. What issue specifically drew you in the most?
If I'm being honest, President Trump. Because when I saw how he was being treated over and over and over, I just couldn't handle it. I felt that that had been done to me for so many years. And I was watching it in real time happen to someone else. And I didn't think he deserved it. But at that time, I didn't come out and endorse him. I wish I did, though.
How do you balance being the celebrity Nicki Minaj with just being mom?
Well, I'm not always Nicki Minaj, but I'm always mom.
What is it like to create that family unit in a place where normally, especially in rap culture, that's not something that is, I would say, shown every day, you know, and idolized?
After a while, no matter how much fame or fortune you get, nothing, and I mean nothing, feels better than going home to the people you love and the people who love you and the people who know you and understand you, you know? It's just a very fulfilling feeling.
When you're going through something like that very publicly on the internet,
yes,
and, you know, everyone is talking about you, how do you handle situations like that? Do you just not pay attention, or do you revel in the fact that people are talking about you?
Well, I'd rather keep that to myself. Don't want to give the enemies any ideas.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Katie Miller Podcast. We're so excited to be back in Washington, D.C. today, joined in D.C. by the one and only Nicki Minaj.
Hi, Katie.
You've been recently very vocal about politics and social issues. Was there a specific moment that flipped the switch for you? Was it Gavin Newscum? Was it Nigeria? What made you wake up, so to speak?
Well, you know what, Katie? I think that people's steps are aligned. I used to always tell people this when I was growing up, but like I had this strong premonition my whole life that I had a second job to do. Like I would always tell people that knew me very, like that I was close with, I would always tell them, you know, the Lord told me that I have a second calling. I would say a second calling because and this was, by the way, this was before I even made it in rap. So imagine not making it in rap and being told in your head you have that to do, but you'll have another thing to do. So I just used to be like, okay, and I thought that maybe the Lord was putting that in my heart because maybe I would have a church. So so even jokingly, I would call my husband Pastor Petty. I'd be like, you need to get your sermons ready and get ready to preach. You know, and he used to be, but something inside of me just told me I would have another thing to do. And so actually, the first time I said it out loud or texted it was during the last campaign, the presidential campaign, this last one. I saw something and I texted someone I knew right away. And I said, this is a mistake. And I also said, all of this is making me want to get into politics. So the last thing that really did it was me seeing certain things, the campaign, this recent campaign, presidential campaign, and knowing that I could help because the things that I was saying, it was happening. Like I was saying, oh, this is a bad idea, or this is a good idea, or and the things I was saying were coming to fruition. And so it made me think, oh, this is easy. I mean, if it's this easy, then maybe I should do it. And then there was something that happened a few months ago that if I wasn't going to do it before, something happened a couple months ago.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say that sometimes people can push you so much that they push you all the way into your next calling, into your next blessing, into your next life. And that's what happened with me.
What issue specifically, drew you in the most? Is it immigration? Is it the economic policy? Is it religious freedoms? What specifically, answers that calling that you talk about?
Definitely, religious freedom is something that's very important to me. But if I'm being honest, President Trump. Yes. Because when I saw how he was being treated over and over and over, I just couldn't handle it. Because I felt that same, a lot of that bullying and the smear campaigns and all of the lying, I felt that had been done to me for so many years. And I was watching it in real time happen to someone else. And I didn't think he deserved it. And it made me think, I can't do this anymore.
Have you ever spoken with President Trump?
I have. During the last campaign, I spoke to him briefly. I forgot exactly what they said when they called. Oh gosh, I forgot. But I remember saying I wanted to ask him some questions, and he got on the phone. He was very easy to talk to, and polite and all of that. And I asked him a few questions, because I said, with me, everything I do, I have to take an account for my fan base. And so I had recently been seeing a couple things circling online, and I just wanted to confirm with him directly. And I said, do you have a problem with the LGBT community? And I asked him if he had a problem with the Jewish community. And I asked him about women's rights. And he gave me wonderful answers to all of them, to where I knew that he respected me and he respected my fan base. And it was very, very thoughtful questions and just honest. And that's the thing with him. He just is an authentic human being. It didn't feel like he was making up an answer or trying to, make something that was going to sound good. It sounded like he really answered the question as if he and I were best friends, from 25 years ago. It made me feel comfortable. But at that time, I didn't come out and endorse him. I wish I did, though.
You and President Trump both like to give people nicknames.
Yeah.
President Trump refers to Gavin Newscum as Gavin Newscum. So do you. Yep. Can you tell me, did you come up with it first? Did President Trump come up with it first?
Thank you for asking, because a lot of the Barbz thought that I made it up. So I have to make sure this is clear. Barbz, the president, made that up. I stole that nickname from him because people, like my fans, know I'm a nickname person. I give everyone a nickname, especially if I don't like them. But then, no, actually, and the people I love a lot, I do give them nicknames too. But that's why Trump is so funny, because he reminds me a lot about a lot of myself in a lot of ways. So, no, he called Gavin Newscum, and I thought it was hilarious. But it was a long time ago when he made that up. Mm-hmm. And he's, that's been his thing for a long time. And so when I was about to acknowledge him, recently, of course I was going to call him Newscum. It was already branded, in my opinion.
What is some of the policies in California, given you've spent a lot of time there, that makes you think Gavin Newsom is Gavin Newscum? Is it the mass amount of illegal immigration and tax dollars being spent for illegal alien health care? Is it the failure to rebuild homes in the Palisades? Is it just pro-trans ideology and pushing that on kids in schools? What stands out the most to you? And
I'm glad you asked that, because I want to make it clear. I personally don't have an issue with the trans part of the LGBT at all. I am the biggest advocate for adults being able to do whatever the heck they want to do. They're adults. I don't care. I only mentioned something because when it comes to children, I wouldn't even allow my 17-year-old daughter to get breast implants. Neither, and most 99% of the parents would not let their 17-year-old child get breast implants. So if you wouldn't let a child get breast implants, You're not going to want them to have any kind of surgery because we all know the brain is not developed. And we've heard about 19 times more likely to commit suicide. What more do you need to know? That a child is 19 times more likely to commit suicide if they have a surgery before they're an adult? So I just wanted to make that clear because, of course, I don't judge, adults with, they can do whatever they want. With Newscum, it's the fact that with everything you said, but then having the audacity to be playing on Twitter, obsessed with Trump, trying to be Trump, trying to be funny when it's not, and then wanting to roll around in the mud with female rappers or whomever and completely missing the plot. That's the thing. You are competing with President Trump, but President Trump is already the president. Get it? He's already done it twice. He's won. Good. Okay. Meanwhile, you are embarking on what a journey that will end up being a big, huge failure. But for him, but still don't seem to grasp the fact that these jokes that you're making are only funny to your assistant. The weirdo little guy that calls black women stupid hoes and stuff, you see. But that's the whole thing. No one cares. And he's making a fool out of himself, like when he went all the way to another country to speak ill of the country and the president. We would never want someone like that to be our president. Americans are so big on loyalty, and that just showed us all you do not have a loyal bone in your body, and no one is going to vote for you. But so it was a little bit, so it was that, but it was that I don't think people realize, and you guys, but I publicly asked for his help a couple times on Twitter about swatting calls that were happening that were clearly a part of their extended smear campaign. And he completely ignored it, right? And next thing you know, he's on there flapping his gums about female rap stuff and trying to get in women's business. So I had to show him who's boss on Twitter.
So good. You came to this country when you were little as an immigrant. What are your thoughts on the Trump administration's approach to illegal immigration and deportations?
Well, if I had a business or a home or anything, and someone was there one day when I walked downstairs to cook breakfast or something, I would have them kicked out of my home because I didn't invite them. And this is my private home. So the president has to treat the United States as if it's his private home. People all around the world have to respect the policies of the country and the administration. Therefore, to my immigrants, who I love very much, I love my immigrants, I'm an immigrant. But how can you tell a president not to enforce a law that simply says you have to be legal to get in the country? Now, what people don't understand is there are spies. There are things that we don't know about, but that the administration and that security knows about. People who have to secure the country. So a person coming in illegally to the country, they could be there to do anything. You do not know. They have to be vetted. There's nothing wrong with that. It would be so stupid of any country to have an open door policy where people are not vetted. You don't. Imagine having somebody that you do not know in your home and you don't know anything about them. We do background checks for everything. You don't think there needs to be a background check to get in the country? So, I don't know. That may have come off too harsh, but...
I think it was a good explanation. You could have been harder.
Okay.
How has illegal immigration impacted the Black community specifically?
Well, African Americans have finally decided, find somebody else to do it. That's why they're not protesting, okay? They finally decided that they are not going to be anyone's pawn in these political games anymore, in this political theater, the political theatrics. They're not going to be bothered. They're going to be at work or at home or, creating. And that's that. And I'm very happy because where's the money? Where are the billions of dollars that was stolen? Okay? Because guess what? The people who work hard and pay taxes, they have a right to know. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no more distracting people. Everyone is smarter than that. And I think that's where African Americans stand right now, is that they're not going to keep on speaking for people who every time they get in office, they completely forget about them, and they just use them, every 4 years. Mm-hmm. Find somebody else to do it.
You called for Don Lemon's arrest. You called for Don Lemon's arrest over his church stunt in Minneapolis. He's since called you racist, unhinged, homophobic, and out of your depth. Anything you'd like to say to Don Lemon?
Cocksucker, stop.
When you're going through something like that very publicly on the internet,
yes,
and everyone is talking about you, how do you handle situations like that? Do you just not pay attention? Do you love it? Do you want to crawl back into a hole?
I've never been happier, child. I'm truly, I've never been happier. So I hope that answers your question.
I come from asking, like, when you're a mom and your whole town's talking about you, or there's a Facebook group and everyone's talking about you, and someone has a tough day on a much smaller scale than what you would have to deal with, and you were giving that mom advice, would you say just don't pay attention, or do you revel in the fact that people are talking about you?
Well, I'd rather keep that to myself. Don't want to give the enemies any ideas.
What was it like stepping on stage at Turning Point? Is that anything like stepping on stage at a concert? Or totally different?
Yeah, it's totally different for me.
What was it like meeting J.D. Vance?
Oh, it was great. He was very polite. He comes across a lot younger in person. Like, his energy felt younger than it does on TV.
I'm sure he won't mind that.
Right.
You recently announced that you were giving money to the Trump accounts for future generations. Yes. Why is that important to you, and why did you decide to join President Trump on stage and speak up?
Well, because obviously, I'm a Black woman, so I think about all of the things that go on in communities that are predominantly Black, where there are so many intelligent children, so many creative, bright children that simply didn't get a head start in life, And so when I saw the Trump accounts thing being talked about the first day the president ever spoke on it with Dell, I was just like, wow. Like, I love this idea. Like, it's money that's going to be growing as they're getting older. It's collecting interest my big thing is financial literacy, because you could teach a person everything in the world, but if they don't know how to manage money, if they don't know what the financial world really entails, then they'll get it and lose it. So what is the point, Like, look at all these, artists in the public eye that have had so much money one minute and then nothing another minute. So I just think, especially for children in the inner cities, children who didn't weren't born rich or weren't born middle class even, that they get to now have something to look forward to when they're getting older. You know, they'll be having even money growing, which could potentially go into their college tuition, etc. But just creating little businessmen and businesswomen. That's ultimately why I love it. And I think one of the things people love about President Trump is that he is a businessman, but he also gives insight on how you too can be a businessman and businesswoman. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Do you think our schools are teaching that? Do you think our schools are well serving students right now in the country?
I don't think our schools teach that at all. I mean, it didn't when I was in school, so I don't know if the curriculum has changed. But yeah, so I don't know much about what's being taught, but I think financial literacy, I think that would be an amazing thing to add to their curriculum, like at least in high school.
I agree. So you're undisputably the queen of rap. Who do you think is the king?
God is the king.
There's not a woman in hip hop who hasn't been compared to you. What's the worst part and the best part of being the standard?
I don't think there's a worst part because it's such a blessing to be given that title. But well, I'll say the best part is having the best fan base in the whole world who always have my back and support me.
In this new phase where you've spoken out a lot about your personal beliefs, your fan base has really stood beside you and grown. What does that mean to you as your fans have come along for the ride?
I can't even begin to explain how grateful I feel. I never would have been able to predict this part of my life happening, but having my fans along for the ride makes everything worth it in the end, you know? So it doesn't matter what I have to deal with. Knowing that they still love and support me, it just makes everything feel like home, like perfect, like comforting.
Would you ever consider using your platform to enter politics?
Yes, I've already entered.
What's it been like for you since you've entered? How has your label reacted?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to them.
Is any of this kind of, I don't want to say change, but this evolution of Nicki Minaj going to be represented in new music that you may publish?
Yes.
Polymarket has some odds on if you plan to drop new music this year.
Really?
They do. It says 89% chance as we're talking that Nicki Minaj is going to drop an album this year.
Wow.
Do you think you'll drop some new music this year?
I'd like to. I know it would make the Barbz happy.
I think the Barbz would be very happy.
Yes.
So I still am a big Nicki Minaj fan. There's a trend on Instagram where it's like all these suburban moms in their cars rapping, and they say, "Are you a Taylor Swift fan?" And it's like, "No, turn up the music. I'm this type of person." And it's like rapping Nicki Minaj alone in your car as a white girl.
Wow.
So we are going to start off with my favorite version of something about your lyrics.
Okay.
He tossed my salad like his name Romaine. Are we really just into Caesar salad?
It's just a play on words. It's just a play on words. The tossed salad and romaine, that's all that really was.
Starships were meant to fly. Did you think Elon Musk would take that seriously?
No, but I'm happy that he has taken it seriously.
Who came up with it first, you or him?
I didn't know him when I did it. But you know what? But actually, this is amazing that you mentioned this because I've never spoken about this before. The producer, Red One, already had that chorus and the beat. So they sent it to us and I just had to write the verse and the bridge. So I don't know if Elon may have had something to do with creating that chorus. I don't know.
Funny. I understand that smack it and grip it, but kiss it? Is that your secret to the perfect sourdough?
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Let him eat it with his grills. Are we talking Traeger or Blackstone?
Gold.
When you handle the bees in the trap, are you wearing protective gloves?
I would advise everyone to do that, yes. But me, per se, I've never done that kind of bees stuff yet. Hopefully I will. Maybe one day I'll have the bee thing in the backyard.
What did you think of the TikTok trend?
I loved it, actually. I really enjoy watching people have fun and enjoy themselves with my music. That made me feel really, really good.
Do you think an anaconda would make a good pet?
No. Well, it depends. It depends. I mean...
Okay, let me come back for that one. Truffle butter. Do we put it on toast or eat it with a spoon?
Ask Drake. He made that up. I don't know. I want no parts of that one.
How do you balance being the celebrity Nicki Minaj with just being mom?
Well, I'm not always Nicki Minaj, but I'm always mom. So I feel more so now like mom on a daily basis. While I was on tour, obviously, it was working, performing. It was a lot of Nicki Minaj stuff going on. So I kind of had to be very alert in terms of the business side of things. But this, I just focus on this beautiful, wonderful blessing that God gave me. And I make sure every minute he knows that his mama loves him and that he is the most important thing in the world to his mama. I, hug him and kiss him a lot and dance with him and give him all types of kooky nicknames. He thinks he's the boss, actually, to be honest, this little boy. But yeah, but you know what? Before, when I was doing the Nicki Minaj stuff, I didn't really have much of a balance. But when you're a mom, it's like anything could be going on in the world, but when you're in the home with your children, none of it matters. It's like, you have to be mom for this child or these children. So actually, it makes the business stuff matter a lot less.
Do you think entering politics and speaking out is creating a better world for him?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't have wanted him to grow up in the world had President Trump not won. Because people don't know this, but, my diehard fans know that people have been, doing a lot of bullying and smear campaigns and stuff like that. So, and that's one of the other reasons why I had to, get in the game, so to speak, because I've had enough and I'm a mom now. So I have to think about everything, in a different way.
Do you ever struggle with mom guilt?
Yes, I think all moms struggle with mom guilt, and I think it's quite natural because you want to be the best mom in the world. You know that your child deserves the best mom in the world, so you're always kind of comparing yourself to what you think the best mom in the world would do and would say just to make this child happy and nurtured. So I think, yes, that's why I like taking my hiatus, because I get to spend quality time with my son, as opposed to working every day and feeling more mom guilt. The more you work is the more you feel it. But when you can be around them a little bit more, it takes away. So right now I've been on downtime, so to speak, and I'm not having as much of it as I did on the tour.
Do you rap or sing to him a bedtime story?
Yes. I sing and rap to him. I make it up on the spot.
Has ever of that turned into music that you've published?
One time I said, go Papa, go Papa, go Papa on my last album, Pink Friday 2. It was at the end of a song called Forward from Trini. And I just started singing that at the end of that song, and I ended up keeping it on the song.
You've said your son has changed how you see everything. How important is that family unit that you've created? And what is it like to create that family unit in a place where normally, especially in rap culture, that's not something that is, I would say, shown every day, and idolized?
Yeah, I always wanted to be married and wanted to be a mom, so I knew that would happen at some point in my journey. So, I wasn't surprised, but it made my life as a rapper and just as a human being a lot more fulfilling. I would recommend that, people do it because, after a while, no matter how much fame or fortune you get, nothing, and I mean nothing, feels better than going home to the people you love and the people who love you and the people who know you and understand you, It's just a very fulfilling feeling.
The entire world is currently going through a fertility crisis. I think everything except sub-Saharan Africa. Mm-hmm. Do you think more women should be getting married and having babies? Do you think more women should be encouraged to have babies? What does that mean for someone like you who has a stable family unit and preaches about how lovely and great it is to be a mother?
Well, yes. I think it makes women and men happy. I think it's a good feeling, because the thing is, I don't think people realize being married, and it's not just a spouse, it's like a best friend too. Like that person that you get to like talk their ear off and about everything.
Got a captive audience.
And they can't tell you, shut up. They just gotta sit there. But then you end up getting advice, and you can use it as a soundboard, I guess, in a way to hear, what would an average man think about, what I'm about to say or do or whatever. So, I don't know. I feel like it kind of has been getting a bad rap lately, as if, no, we don't want to settle down. And I don't think you have to settle down, but I just want people to know it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful thing. You guys don't have to run from it, run to it.
How has your definition of success changed since becoming a mother?
I don't know that it's necessarily changed. It's maybe the priorities have shifted a bit, because obviously, selling the most albums and stuff is not at the top of my priority list anymore.
But you've already reached the pinnacle, I think,
right.
of your career. Is there another pinnacle to reach?
There could be. You can create as many pinnacles in life as you work toward. It always is about how hard you want to work. You do kind of outgrow things at times too, and you want to explore the world and see, are there other things that I would, enjoy doing? So I definitely have been doing a lot of that.
What's been your most humbling moment as a mom?
Finding out that my son knows how to do things on the computer that I don't. like changing the language on YouTube and slowing it down and stuff like that. I learned that from him. I had never done that, and I didn't even know you could do that. So that's when I realized, what the heck? I need to really get up with the times here.
I don't think I could do that. Which of your alter egos would be the worst babysitter?
Definitely Roman. Oh, please.
Okay, so what's your daily beauty routine? Or I should just say, what's your daily routine when you get up in the morning?
Having my son wake me up, no matter how much sleep I've had or did not have. I'm not big on routine, But you know what is something that I didn't realize that a lot of people don't do? I take very hot showers. And to the point where, like, if someone touches the water, they'll be like, "Are you crazy?" But to me, it doesn't feel hot.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's like the most incredible neurological reset of all time.
Yes, it's so comforting. Oh, one of the things in my routine is watching The Crown.
Oh.
I love that series. And I watched I've seen every single one of them 1,000 times, but I watch it again. Sometimes I do that, but I don't have a set thing that I do every day. I wish I did. I don't.
What's your take on Harry and Meghan then?
Well, I think he should go home. Like E.T. He should go phone home and then go home. I did not think he should have aired the family's dirty laundry, but that's just me, darling. I have nothing but love for them, for everyone. But I love the royal family as if I know them. But I think Americans, we love the idea of the royal family so much. And I just was like, but people do things and you don't know why and you don't know what's going on inside of them. So I don't judge. But I was like, oh man, because I felt like I knew them in some way. So I was like, Harry, no, don't do that. You know better. You know what I mean? But he did what he did. What do you eat in an average day? Do you know recently I've been eating tuna fish?
Really?
Yes. And my whole life, whenever I start eating tuna fish, I do it for like 2 months straight. Then I get sick of it and then I stop again. Yeah. So do
you make it yourself or are you buying it?
I used to make it myself and eat it with crackers. Recently, I've been buying it. And it's been pretty good.
How often are you working out or do you work out?
I have not been recently working out, but when you have a child, I count that as working out. Every time that I have to run around after him, that's my
lifting
workout.
him up for sure.
Oh gosh,
100% counts.
And literally running. Like he literally makes me run. I have to race him in the house.
Yep. Do you let him watch anything on TV, Netflix, YouTube? What do we?
Oh, he watches lots of stuff. Not adult stuff though. But he watches lots of stuff.
What's your skincare routine?
Well, I have a very simple and little routine. I don't have a big one. So I just do a face wash and a moisturizer. The only thing with me, because I have very sensitive skin, I have to always make sure it doesn't have alcohol. I can't do anything with alcohol in it with the moisturizer or the face wash.
Are there any supplements or beauty products that you swear by?
I think it's so important for women especially, to always check their iron levels. It makes a tremendous difference in how you feel. And vitamin D. They make a tremendous difference in how you feel. And, it makes the world feel a little bit brighter.
I agree with you. In every episode, we play a game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
To be clear, I've never shown you these questions.
No.
Would you rather forget the lyrics mid-performance at the VMAs or be up all night with a sick kid?
Forgetting the lyrics.
Would you rather never wear pink again or never wear heels again?
Never wear pink.
Would you rather win an argument but lose your lashes or lose the argument but keep your dignity and your glam?
Keep my dignity and my glam.
Would you rather get caught liking your own thirst trap or accidentally send a screenshot to the person you took a screenshot of?
Liking my own thirst trap.
What's a conspiracy theory that you believe in? Today's mine's the chemtrails.
Huh?
The chemtrails in the sky.
Oh, okay, what about it?
Okay, this is like my thing, is that people believe that it's seeding the clouds to change the weather. Mm-hmm. And so on the social medias, like in the past few days right before the big weather storm, everyone's taking photos of like how the skies look so chemtraily from like the planes, you know, that they leave the streaks behind. Mm-hmm. And everyone believes that's like chemtrails, like the government seeding the sky to change the weather. Mm-hmm. And so right before the big storm, everyone's like, look, the government's at it again, seeding the weather. You've never heard this one?
I've heard about it, but I don't know about that. I don't know if it is or isn't.
That one's my favorite one right now. You know, like other conspiracy theories, like did we actually land a man on the moon? Did the president get the elections?
I don't think we landed on the moon.
You don't?
No.
I asked Elon this one. He said we did indeed land on the moon. Who's more likely to survive the Hunger Games, Roman or Barbie?
Roman.
What song instantly puts you in a good mood?
Any song by Whitney Houston.
What's your specific hype song?
I would say Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
What's the first concert you've ever attended?
I don't know. I wasn't a big concert goer until after I got in the industry.
What's your favorite performance you've ever given?
I liked the last performance I did at the VMAs, and Lil Wayne came out. I think I performed a few times.
Who's your favorite artist to work with?
I don't have a favorite artist to work with. Everyone is great to work with, for the most part. And also, if someone gives me their time and their effort, then I appreciate it. You know, I really, really appreciate it.
What's the wildest rumor you've ever heard about yourself that's actually true?
The wildest rumor that's actually true? I can't think of one.
What's the wildest one that's untrue?
Everyone on the internet, everything.
What app are you on the most on your phone during the day?
Twitter.
Why did you delete your Instagram?
I just wanted to.
Does it help filter out like a bunch of content on the internet for you?
No, I just wanted to. No, sometimes you just feel to do something and you just do it, you know. You never know, I'll probably be deleting more stuff soon.
You've said both you're a student and teacher of hip-hop. What's something the new generation has taught you?
It's taught me that I was right all along. You know, when you want something, you gotta work hard and there's no skipping steps.
What's the last thing you were influenced to buy on the internet?
Recently, I bought some books on the internet, and I don't think I ever did that. And I'm not gonna say which books, but that was something that I recently did, and it's because of the internet.
So we end every single episode with the same question. If you could host a dinner party with 3 people, dead or alive, who's sitting at the table, and what are you eating?
What am I eating? I would definitely be eating Trinidadian food. So some curry chicken, rice, roti, which is something we eat in my country, my other country. I would have plantains, oxtail, another thing we eat.
Do you cook this?
No, I don't, no. I cook some stuff, but not what I just explained.
So I was going to say, when am I coming over for dinner?
Oh, but I do cook. Oh, I could cook you.
What are you cooking?
I could cook you some kingfish.
Oh man!
If you want me to cook for you, I definitely would cook for you. So I would add kingfish there. I would be the one cooking it. But yeah, just some Trinidadian food, because Trinidad has the best food in the world. But yeah, and who would I invite? Well, maybe my grandmother. Interestingly enough, my grandmother's name was Zena.
Huh.
Like, what a dope name.
That is a dope name.
So yeah, maybe I'd invite her. And I would, if I'm picking some famous people, Marilyn Monroe. to finally get to the bottom of what was done to her.
See, conspiracy theory, you found it.
Well, yeah. And who else? Bob Marley.
That's an interesting dinner table.
Yeah. I didn't give it too much thought, but yeah, those three people are really cool.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Katie Miller Podcast. We'll be available every 6 p.m. Tuesday nights, Eastern Time. See you then. Thank you so much for watching this episode with Nicki Minaj.
Bye, guys.